Good morning, students. May I have your attention, please, for this morning's announcements?
I see your shirt is untucked.
Detention. Homework is due every single day. That's why it's home.
I will be calling your parents.
Hey, what's going on here? No running in school. I'm going to tell your coach about this.
I said that's enough, both of you. Out in the hall.
All right. Welcome to another edition of Out in the Hall. I am Ryno, and that is the Willy Mammoth. This is episode 10.
Very consistent.
Consistency's been consistent on the last several episodes, and we're grateful that you're still with us.
Well, inconsistency is generally a part of both of our lives. So it is, I don't want to use the word remarkable, but certainly.
And I'm not going to use hero. I'm going to say, that's the listeners' words. Those aren't my words.
I'm just going to say that it's surprising to probably most people that know us, and maybe a little bit to ourselves as well.
Well, speaking of surprising, can I drop? I mean, I think you know this, but I don't think anyone listening knows this. I'm very proud of this.
Proud of what?
What I'm getting ready to tell you.
Oh, not proud of the podcast.
Well, I am proud of the podcast, and I'm very proud of this. As of this recording, and so by the time you listen to it.
Are you doing self-promotion right now?
I just want people to know that they are a part of a community of over 10,000 people now that have subscribed to Out in the Hall.
So that's not just downloads. There's a difference, right? So we've learned a lot about this world since
it's arguably been one of the more fun things for me because I didn't know anything about how this worked.
No, I listened to a few podcasts
right.
and morning sports.
Right.
That's kind of the extent of my but I didn't know how all the subscriptions versus downloads versus all the different platforms work.
Okay, so this is how it works. In podcast lingo, a download means someone listened to it.
You're telling this for the edification of the listening audience, not necessarily for my edification.
Correct.
Okay, because I already know.
I know.
Okay.
So we're just having a conversation about it. All right.
Got it.
If that seemed a little big brother, I'm sorry. I am sorry. Wasn't intended at all.
Yeah.
So for the purposes of anyone listening, should they care, a download is synonymous with a listen.
Yes.
Okay? A subscriber is someone who's taken the time to click on one of the many platforms that we're on: Spotify, Castbox, Apple Pod, Amazon, YouTube,
Audible. Yeah,
Audible.
Yeah.
Audible's Amazon. That's someone who's a subscriber has taken the time to.
That's a follow.
That's a follow. That's, hey, let me know when this podcast has another episode out.
Right.
So I want to engage and I want to be engaged. So I'm subscribing. We are north of 10,000 subscribers.
That feels validating.
It feels very validating to me.
You know what it does? It alleviates some imposter syndrome too.
Well, it does. And, there have been, and I'm sure it's all in good fun, but there have been some friends of ours that are like, all right, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one listening. And you guys talk about these people. Well, the data is there to be seen. So you can argue with the data if you like.
You know what? So it's interesting. And I've gotten a lot of comments on this, just folks that know us just generally. And, I know that you live a very, clean, not profane laced, not profanity laced life.
I wouldn't dream of it.
I do.
Yeah.
And so I think for folks that know us just in a general sense, I think that the PG-13-ish nature of our, maybe even at times bordering on PG, has surprised some listeners and some friends, and but I'll tell you one which I'm not necessarily a proponent of. I just want to clear this up. Yeah, you're the driving force, which is great, and I love it.
It's also
I know.
Well, I'll explain it because contrary to what Matt said, although he said it in a sarcastic nature, I too am not as clean as I probably should be in normal life. And I appreciate the exercise in self-control that we have both used here. And so I think that's great. Now, I'm going to make a point that you made earlier, and I'd love for you to expand on it.
Right.
And that is, if there's anyone out there, that thinks, boy, these guys in real life are, a lot to handle. Listen to the 10 episodes. You'll hear that we know how to act.
Well, we're not where we are professionally by accident, and you can't get where you are professionally, cursing it up like a carpenter.
Right. Right.
I know JC was a carpenter, but I think that profession's gone a bit wayward from there.
You think he ever hit his thumb with a hammer?
Yeah. I think they were probably using Yeah, they're using hammers.
You don't think? Well, that's not the
Rocks?
question. That's
Yeah.
not the question. The question is,
I know what the question is. Did he take the Lord's name in vain, you think?
no. Did he actually miss? No, Dad. Maybe that's where Dad Gummit came from.
Probably not.
All right, thought that was a good joke.
No, it was.
No. Did he ever miss the nail?
Oh, because you think it's perfect, allegedly?
Yes.
Um,
I'm not saying allegedly, by the way.
Oh, well, I mean, there's no other way you can be sure 100%.
Well, according to the book, the great book.
A collection of books, not just a collection of letters and gospels.
Call that the canon.
Yeah, the New Testament canon. Yes, I'm sure he did.
Okay.
Yes, of course. However, what I was going to say from earlier is that I think that it's surprised some wives of some friends.
I think that's very fair.
That might have been otherwise suspect about their significant others hanging out with me. And now maybe if they get a listen, or at least the husband has some recorded proof that,
This guy's not an animal.
no, not an animal. Clean, can be.
Can be.
Yeah.
Has the capability.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good. I do want to encourage folks, as we jump into passing notes here, if you've got a great story about school,
Yeah.
let us know,
Oh, yeah.
because that would be fun.
Right. Maybe that's a janitor's closet kind of a situation.
I've got something for the janitor's closet.
Okay.
It's time to get it out.
Okay.
Yeah. I like that.
Okay.
I think that's solved. That mystery is solved. That's
Yeah.
what the janitor's closet is.
Well, it keeps it cleaner than what my initial vision was for it.
And I didn't hate that. It's not on theme. It's not on brand. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Sure. I will tell you, we have a new segment today, which I'm very excited about.
Yes.
And that's coming up later. So don't call that a teaser, but well,
it is a little bit of
a teaser.
Yeah.
Let's pass some notes. Don't have a lot of them today because we've got a big show for you.
I'm excited about that.
I know you are. You always are. Here's a nice one.
Mm.
This is Kim from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh.
Hi, Ryan and Matt. A++, great podcast. I look forward to it weekly. You two remind me of Paul and young Ron, who had a radio show in South Florida over a decade ago. I grew up listening to them, and you guys remind me so much of their humor. Congratulations. Keep up the laughs and encouragement. Cheers, Kim from Charlotte. Well, thank you, Kim. That's very nice.
I'm going to have to Google that. Paul and what, Ron?
Young Ron.
Okay. I'd be the young Ron?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be Paul.
You look like a Paul.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not Saul. Paul.
Well, a little bit of a name change there.
Yep. Okay. This is a great one. This is from Shane in Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay. Wow.
Shane says, the subject is 5 years. He says, good men, 5 years from now, when you're recording your 250th show, what do you dream that this podcast becomes? Why keep doing it? What is driving you now? What would make this bigger than anything you could ever imagine? What would happen
Got a lot of questions here for me to just
to
remember.
make it unbelievable? Yeah.
Can we just do one at a time?
What do you dream that this pod becomes in 250 episodes?
Just exactly this.
Yeah. That it's just two guys hanging out.
Yeah. I'm going to probably drink a little bit more.
Yeah. I mean, I hope it's this, but bigger,
Sure.
But if it stayed at 10,000, okay. But I like to have something to shoot towards. I always like looking towards something bigger.
Yeah.
In fact, I had a conversation with
you always been like that? You like to shoot towards something?
Always.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
A good landing spot, or
I just like something bigger than me.
Something. Well, that's not hard to find.
No, it's not. I said to one of my boys last week, it was Tuesday,
right?
And he had a rough day at school. And I go, well, dude, the week's almost over. Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Yeah.
And he's like, the week's not almost over. It just started yesterday. I'm like, no, dude, tomorrow's Wednesday. Then the week's almost over. Let's look towards the weekend. Let's look towards something fun. So I look for it to be the same, but bigger.
Something fun.
I have no interest in changing who we are.
I'm incapable.
I have no interest in changing what the show is.
Right.
Two friends hanging out.
Yeah.
And hopefully bringing some laughter into people's lives.
I think, yes. All right. What's the next question there?
Why keep doing it? And what is driving you now?
It is. It's gonna give me that natural high that I seek, and just is my personality, whatever it is. And I know a lot of people, they're like, oh, I took up running. I got a runner's high.
Never experienced that.
That is not true. There's no such thing.
There's no such
Yeah.
thing.
And I think otherwise, I need it for that endorphin release. I like the feedback.
I have said this to anyone that has asked. When we come in this studio 709, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
and those lights turn on, and the red lights from the cameras are going, and the red light from recording is on.
A red light.
The red light, they're on the back.
Oh, got it.
And that dopamine hit that this gives me has not waned. In fact, it's like I look forward to doing this.
Yeah. It definitely it fills something. That's for sure.
Feel something, frankly, that I was looking for a long time. We talked about this,
Yeah.
Many times. The last question
Yes.
is, what would happen to make it unbelievable?
Oh, unbelievable would be like a live national tour.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That would be unbelievable.
I just want to clear adults only.
Yeah, we could. Yeah.
I could ham it up a little bit more there.
Yeah. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Right. That
would be awesome.
That would make it like what they're doing on Smart List right now, like following them around and like behind the scenes type stuff.
Yeah, that'd be really.
I mean, let's
fun.
be honest. Some of our best conversations that you won't air,
right,
are had behind the scenes.
Correct.
Yeah,
and they are funny.
That's a genre that I've been into for some time. A little BTS.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, the realness of it.
I like it.
That's right.
And I'm here for that. Well, that's a great note. That was from Shane in Nashville. This is from Amanda in Tampa. Y'all are such a hoot to listen to. A, love the witty humor. B, you guys have great radio voices.
Wow.
I appreciate that. I didn't know. I frankly find the sound of my voice nauseating.
You know what I think, just listening to that email, is that using words like hoot, this person must be from the Midwest. There is
couldn't tell you.
I don't think that's a term that's a little behind the rest of the country, and I feel like the Midwest is a little bit behind.
Well, she says Tampa here.
Well, yeah, but Tampa's just a place that everybody else is from somewhere else.
Oh, I got it. No one's from Tampa.
No.
It's like a relocation area.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I know you're from Orlando. I'm from Jacksonville.
But it's rare.
We're rare,
right,
for that.
She goes on to say, I usually listen to your podcast on my Monday evening walk, but this week I missed your Monday release and decided to listen to it while I was doing way overdue corporate HR training.
Oh.
I felt listening to you too while taking this required training created the balance I needed. Sexual harassment, check. Technology, check. Discrimination, check. You have no idea how well the podcast lined up with required courses. You guys would fail. Matt more than Ryno. Matt, keep pushing the envelope. Then she goes on to say, I'd come out and see you too if you ever did a live show. Keep doing what you're doing. Amanda from Tampa.
Not planned.
I promise not
a planned comment there.
Not a plant.
I like it. No.
Last one.
Amanda sounds like a great person.
She does sound like a great person.
Yeah. I think
if we ever go over to Tampa,
yeah,
Amanda, if we're like, hey, we're going to Tampa next week,
we'll let you know.
We'll let you know.
Yeah.
Because I have your email here. This is Sid from Orlando. Great podcast again this week. You guys are doing a great job. You guys are very entertaining. On the heels of a few episodes ago, which place are you eating at first? Wendy's or Hillstone? Sid from Orlando.
That's a good question for you.
So, I pulled this email because it is a good question for me.
And for those of the folks that don't know what Hillstone is, it's basically just a Houston's. If you've ever been to a Houston's.
Yeah. And
Hillstone is the restaurant group that owns Houston's. And they decided to rebrand a few as Hillstones as flagship stores. And this was one of them here in Orlando.
It's a very swanky restaurant that a lot of people like here in Orlando. I loathe it because the attitude of the staff, it's like they're doing you a big favor when you walk in there. They won't seat parties of 3. They won't seat parties of 5. If you have more than 4, they're like, I'm sorry, you guys can't.
I've been kicked out of there after 3 drinks at the bar.
Really?
They cut you off.
Okay. Well, they got one job, and that's to sell liquor and food.
They cut you, and not kicked out because you're drunk or inappropriate, just kicked out because you had 3.
It's time to go.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I hate that place.
The food is good.
The food is good.
Yeah.
But I hate
And when you
place.
sit down, the service is very good.
They will rush you.
That's okay.
They want to turn the table twice at lunch, and they will say, there's a card on the table when you sit down that says, we expect lunch to take 1 hour.
Yeah, I
Like,
get it.
who do you think you are? It's a restaurant.
I know. I got it. You don't have to go, but they do just fine.
And I get it, but I hate it.
Okay. What about Wendy's?
I will not go there. So I won't go to either.
But you'd have to pick one.
I'll fast. I'm not. No.
I'd pick Hillstones when the artichokes are in season. They blanch their artichokes.
Oh yeah, they're good.
Yeah, and then they grill them real quick, bring them to you with some like kind of Parmesan-y dip. Delicious.
I don't know. I don't care.
All right, we're done with passing notes.
We are.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
What have you been up to lately?
I'm having a bout with diverticulitis right now.
Okay.
These are some of the fun. I don't know if it's a British Isles ailment, but it was a parting gift from my father, and just like
King Henry over here,
just like the gout that I have. And the first time I had it, I didn't know what it was. You get like a bad fever, and
it makes you like ill.
It can, because your body senses an infection, right? And basically, it's kind of a GI issue related with your large intestine. Anyways, it gets infected, basically.
Is it painful?
It's extremely painful.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. But I know the signs of it now. So when I start to feel that lower left abdomen pain, and I start crushing, of course, antibiotics that I just have on standby. And I'm on the back side of it now, but it keeps you down for a couple days. So I dealt with that at the beginning part of the week.
That's not fun.
No, and the particular antibiotics that you take for it are you can't drink. Not like you shouldn't drink.
You cannot.
It will make you violently ill.
Really?
Yeah. So metronidazole is the one that does flagyl.
You know a lot about medicine.
I have a lot of ailments, so I've run through a lot of medicine.
Dr. Hand, the foot doctor, the GI doctor.
I tell you what, I got a case of athlete's foot on my left foot that it's probably going on 3 years now.
Are you kidding me?
I cannot kick it.
Really?
Yeah, dermatology. I'm finally getting ready to go to the podiatrist. Yeah.
If you are listening and want a great 5 minutes of your time, you need to go see YouTube Norm Macdonald, the moth joke. He talks about how this moth goes and sees a podiatrist, and it's one of Norm Macdonald's greatest hits.
I mean, unbelievable comedian. One of top 5 of all time.
Of all time.
Yeah. What have you been up to lately?
Okay. I have a couple things to tell you about what I've been up to lately. With the kids being back, this isn't really what I've been up to lately, but I do want to mention this.
Okay.
With the kids being back in school now for, well over a month, I've had to step in gratefully to pick up carpool.
Sure.
And it's kind of a wreck at
it's
my
nice
kids.
You have a job that allows you to. A lot of people don't have that.
It is nice. And so my current wife normally handles that, but there's times where she's got something going, and I'm happy to do it.
Sure.
It is kind of a pain because you have to like actually sit in the line and inch forward, as they put kids in their car.
Right.
And I noticed something the other day, and we don't go to like, a super like, affluent school. It's a private school, but it's not like,
sure.
some big like, fancy. Expensive.
You're a man of the people.
Always have been. There's someone though in our carpool line that drives the Tesla with the Batwing doors.
Right.
All right. I think you look like a complete a-hole with that, picking your kids up. Like you stop. Everyone else just slows down, basically loads your kids in. They got to stop, put it in park. Then it's like everyone's got to watch.
Do both sides come up?
Both sides come up.
No. One side just comes up.
No, both sides come up because kids get in both sides.
Oh.
Both
they don't
sides.
just get on one side and slide over?
No.
Okay.
Can you open just one? I don't know. I've never been in one.
Yeah, I haven't either.
All right. Well, first of all, you look like it's just a lot unless you're picking up Marty McFly, I don't know that you need to do the doors like that.
I think they're gull wing doors.
What
is
did
what
I
they're
say?
called. No, I don't know. You didn't call them anything. Did you?
I said Batwing doors.
Yeah, I think they're gull wing, Gull.
Oh, like a seagull.
Yeah. And first time I ever saw that was, I guess these weren't gull wings, the DeLorean, right? Went up in the air.
That's why I made the Marty McFly reference.
But that's not.
That's why I said, unless you're picking up Marty McFly.
Okay, I missed it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's all right.
I was thinking about something else.
Think about what you were going to say.
I don't know if that was true. I don't know what I was thinking about actually. And
Nothing.
And but I think those doors just came straight up,
They did.
right, as opposed to out,
Yes.
right?
But it's the same effect. I mean, everyone's looking at you. You're not sneaking into that car.
You're not.
That's not what I've been up to lately, but I just thought I'd mention that to
It bothers you.
Today's Monday, this weekend.
This coming up weekend or this past
This
weekend?
past weekend.
Got it.
This is what I've been up to lately. We had some friends over, and I have a Blackstone grill. Do you know what a Blackstone grill is?
Yes.
All right. We're not sponsored by them. We'd love to be Blackstone. They're awesome.
I know you love it. You've been doing breakfast on it and things.
Oh, breakfast. I've done burgers. I've done tacos. Like, I've done it all.
Okay.
What's really fun to do, particularly if you have another like dad to help you, is hibachi.
Right.
It's so fun.
You got to get a pretty big one for that, right?
I got a big one.
Okay.
I mean, it's like 42 inches wide. It's huge.
Compensation.
Yeah. But what I was going to tell you about this is, because we were hosting, I went to the grocery store to buy, 3 or 4 pounds of filet meat, of chicken, of shrimp, noodles, rice. Dude, my bill to feed, we ate every bit of it. There was
Right.
no leftovers. So it was 4 adults and 5 children, 9 people.
Yeah.
My grocery bill was $275 for this meal at home.
Seems like a lot.
Dude, I didn't buy like extra anything. I bought it and we ate it.
Makes you concerned about the quality of the food that you're getting at the hibachi place for them to make money on you.
I thought about that too. Now, I haven't been to a hibachi place in a long time.
The only problem with hibachi, it's delicious. 2 problems. They basically have to roll you out.
Right, because you're so stuffed.
You're so stuffed.
Right.
And then you smell like it.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. You smell like it.
We were doing like the whole like the onion and like, it's
the choo-choo train?
We didn't do the choo-choo train. We were flipping shrimp tails. I mean, it was 2 guys with 2 spatulas each. So we're like clanging and clanging. Oh, it was great. The kids were standing around.
That sounds like fun.
It was a lot of fun. It just, I don't do the majority of our grocery shopping. I mean, I do grocery shop, but I guess I just never pay attention. I mean, I know I bought a lot of meat. I bought, prime filet, so that's expensive.
That was what got you. If you had gone with like choice or just USDA.
But I want to eat a good.
It's hibachi. Did you have the yum yum sauce?
Oh yeah.
Well, did you have the ginger sauce?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you're covering it up. It doesn't matter.
But I wanted a nice, soft piece of crispy on the outside, soft. Anyway, it was a great meal. I highly recommend the Blackstone. You need to get one for your new house. It's great.
I do. I got the built-in grill. It's a nice one. Which I just did steaks on it last week. It was great. But I do need to get like a Traeger. And
you need about 3 or 4 things out there.
Because I gave the egg to the last person that
you
bought
really
my house.
do.
I
You
left
think
it there.
you don't, but you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You need 2. I think you need a grill
It's
of
been
some kind.
so unbearably hot though.
It was hot standing over that grill too, outside.
And I know you're a sweater.
Oh.
So
Hmm.
it's gonna lead into
Speaking of sweating.
Yeah.
We're both wearing new Free Fly gear.
Oh yeah, we did one a shopping spree last week. 2 weeks ago.
It was like a long time ago.
Oh, dang it.
I'm still wearing new stuff. This came right out of the bag today.
We're literally wearing almost the exact same thing.
Almost. You have the one with the
But we have the same shoes.
We have the same shoes.
I really feel like we could just be replaced at our house and nobody would know the difference.
They would just
That's the same thing.
Just ignore that guy too. Yeah, we're big fans of Free Fly. I want to thank them for what they did. You probably have a show and share.
I do have a show and share.
Okay.
Yeah. I know in our first episode we talked a little bit about the subway system in Mexico City.
10 episodes ago?
Yeah. That's right. There's also a very prominent, well-utilized subway system in Tokyo, Japan. Okay? You can imagine that?
That I could have imagined.
Sure. Right, of course. There are people in Tokyo, Japan that they're called shovers.
Okay.
And they're wearing white gloves and they're at every single door at a subway station.
I know where this is going.
And their only job is to push in in so the doors can shut. So you are that packed in a subway.
No.
So can you imagine? Everybody's like, why all these respiratory viruses come out of these Asian countries?
Because you're 1 inch from someone's face
all the time.
That is so gross. I'm a personal space guy. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even like if someone's standing behind me.
That shovers.
So if let's just say I'm making this up, there's 20 cars.
Yeah.
2 doors per car.
Yeah.
So that's 40 doors. There might be 40 shovers.
Maybe it's not per door.
Okay.
Maybe there's like 10 of them at a subway station each. And their job is if one is just kind of overflowing.
So you are packed. Like you're not working on the way to work.
No, you are slammed.
That
there.
is.
Could you imagine that life?
No, I couldn't. Now, I guess they just don't know any different.
Yeah, or they're just concept culturally of personal space is a lot different than ours.
I'm not down with that.
Well, I mean, America was developed on the concept of the frontier and
all this the open range.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. So, I found that very interesting.
That is very interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, that is very interesting.
All right, what's your show and share?
Well, here we are mid-September, and as one of my guys pointed out to me the other day, Dad, we're into the Burr months. September, October, November,
it's coming
December. Up. And that led us to a conversation about, well, Christmas is right around the corner. Never mind, we have Thanksgiving and Halloween. And
my favorite holiday, Thanksgiving.
Oh, we'll talk about that as we get closer.
Okay.
I love Christmas.
It's fine.
And we will start watching Christmas movies very soon.
Okay.
Like mid-October, once the weather changes.
What's your go-to if you're going to pull out like the first Christmas movie? Without
question, it's Home Alone.
Okay.
And so what I wanted to share with you is this. A trauma surgeon reviewed the movie Home Alone and all the injuries sustained by Harry and Marv.
Oh.
He determined that 23 of these injuries would have caused death.
That's not surprising. That's not surprising.
I never thought about it.
Yeah. I mean, the paint cans hitting you, the iron falling down the chute on your face.
How about the slip that Harry takes? Harry's Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
How about the slip Harry takes on the slippery front steps before he even gets in the house?
That's right.
I mean, that's some serious head trauma.
And Marv came down the stairs on the back.
Yep. How about that that Marv probably got from that nail?
That's a delayed effect. And you're not going to probably die from that.
If you don't, I don't know. It's just
there's a lot going on there.
The iron out of the laundry
what about
chute?
the crowbar on the guy's chest?
Oh yeah, when the tarantula was there. Oh, by the way, I discovered this in my research. That tarantula was real.
That doesn't surprise me. I don't think tarantulas are, while scary and poisonous, I don't think they bite much.
Much?
Yeah, I think it's very rare for them to bite.
All right, listen up. We're going to put this thing on you. Okay. He probably won't bite you. If he does, we have medical standing by. How does that go?
I don't think the tarantula is a lethal.
It's not a biter.
I don't think it's a lethal bite either. It catches a bad rap because it's big and hairy.
Mm.
If there's an arachnologist,
I'll go with it.
Yeah. We'll look forward to your note.
Go with it.
On
Anyway, I found that interesting. 23 of them would have caused death.
What's your pop quiz?
I have a secondary show and share.
Well, I feel this is actually your third.
No, it's not.
Yeah, because you talked about the gull wing doors.
I'm sorry, you're rushing me?
No, I just want to correct for the record.
I felt like my show and share or my gull wing door was part of my what I've been up to lately, and that was I've been in carpool.
Fair enough.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Let the record reflect. Another win over here. My son suggested this show and share, and so I'm going to do it.
First, second, or third?
Oldest.
Okay.
He said to me, do you know that if you took all of the veins out of your body and laid them out, you'd be dead? Dude, he had me sucked in. I mean, I go, buddy, that is a great misdirection joke.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like the greatest joke of all time, but that is how you tell a misdirection joke. Interrupt me doing something important. Now I'm invested in what you're saying. And then you say, he kidding with the joke.
I mean, it
was good.
It's true.
It was good.
It's definitely true.
You want me to do my pop quiz?
Yeah.
Can I tell you?
Yeah, pop quiz.
Can I tell you about Highland Diamond first?
Yeah, of course.
Do you want to talk about Highland Diamond? You can. We can both.
Well, I know you have a nice little something over there, but
Highland Diamond is a sponsor of Out in the Hall and have been from day one. John at Highland Diamond is a great friend of ours.
They're expanding their space.
I actually put a little something on Instagram about that the other day.
Good. Nice.
We did a little collaboration. Out in the Hall listeners can go to highlanddiamond.com and use the code Out in the Hall to receive 10% off your order. If you don't see something you are looking for, pick up the phone, call John, who's a great friend of ours. He'll help you out and walk you through. And by the way, if you're on their website, like, and it's just nothing that, call them and then be like, hey, I'm looking for a
Sure.
ring. Like, I'm not suggesting
And,
that.
and jewelry can be very specific.
Right.
Especially for the ladies.
Yes.
They kind of know what multiple times I bought things for the current wife, and she's like, that's beautiful. I'm going to take it back and get something else.
Right. So you want to make sure that you get with him. And I don't think they have all their inventory on their website.
Yeah.
So it's worth a call, but using the code out in the hall, you'll get 10%. So I want to thank them and thank John. Now I'll go to my pop quiz.
I'm excited.
Okay. And I love what we've begun to do where, like, we tell a little blurb and then we ask a question.
Sure.
Walmart.
Okay.
What? Are you doing Walmart too?
No.
Okay.
You're imitating though my lead in.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Because it's a good
I like it. Imitation is the best form of flattery.
Walmart.
Walmart.
That's how you would do it. All right. So Walmart did a competition, I guess, a contest
Okay.
amongst all their stores in the country. Okay. In the continental United States, I should say. And the idea was who can increase their sales the most in a 1 month period. All right.
Right.
And they left it up to the general manager, the head manager of the store to come up with creative ways to increase sales. Now, to be clear, a Walmart in, say, Jacksonville is going to have more sales than a Walmart in middle of nowhere.
Sure.
Okay. So it wasn't
a percentage probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Walmart in some little town in Idaho, I don't even know the name of the town, won because the manager did this. What did the manager do? We're going to edit for time so you can think as long as you want. I'll tell you this. He gave something away.
Oh, man. In Idaho.
Just keep thinking.
Okay.
It's just fine.
Yeah.
We got all the time in the world. That's just for us. Key change. How long do you think we can make this last?
I don't know. I'm thinking here.
All right, you have to the end of this.
Okay.
So the manager gave something away.
Yes.
This helped increase the sales percentage. What did he give away?
Diapers.
No.
Okay.
He gave every person that walked in the store a free one roll of paper towels. Do you know?
Honestly, fairly same ballpark.
You were close.
Okay.
Do you know why he did that?
Why?
Why do you think he would? Why diapers? You're saying like, oh, we're giving away free diapers. Come in.
Yeah.
That's not why he gave away the roll of paper towels.
Okay.
Because he stood at the front door, and when you walked in, he handed you a roll of paper towels, which means you had to do what? You had to get a cart.
That makes sense.
And when you have a cart, put more in there.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's smart.
Interesting.
Yeah. Man.
My grandfather tells this story, the one who was the architect at the nudist colony, that when he was a young man, if you were to go shop for a car, the car salesman, upon leaving, would give you a gallon of ice cream when you left. Do you know why?
So you get home faster?
Yes. And you can't go to another dealership.
Interesting. Something that melts.
Something that melts.
Although in my truck now, the rear seat has a cooler in it.
Oh, I don't have that.
I know.
That is cool.
Yeah, well, it's not a cooler in a sense that it cools down. It's a cooler in a sense you can put like cold packs in there and it's insulated already.
Oh wow, okay.
So it's like not a chiller.
Okay, I got it. That's cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, that is nice.
It fits, cans of soda.
Yeah.
Bud Light.
Ew.
Poor guys.
All right, what's your pop quiz?
Okay. This goes with the Idaho sort of theme, actually, believe it or not.
Okay.
Barnyard animals. Okay.
Okay.
Or really any animals. But the title of the article that I read was about barnyard animals.
Okay.
But as further I got down, I realized they were just talking about every sort of animal.
Okay.
The 7 animals that sweat. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Do I get to guess them?
you do. You're gonna guess. You're gonna be able to guess some of them. But also there's probably one not on there that I would have thought would have been the top one, but they're not, just because it's a common euphemism. When you say somebody is sweating like a
Yep. So a pig doesn't sweat.
pig does not sweat.
I knew that.
Yep.
Okay. A horse sweats.
A horse does sweat.
Yep.
Yep.
A cow sweats.
A cow does not sweat.
Okay. A dog doesn't sweat.
A dog actually does sweat at their paws.
Really?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What's all that panting about?
Well, there's two.
Calm down, dude. You're sweating.
There's two types of glands that release, sweat or cool you down, and the dogs have a heavy concentration of the same ones that are in like your armpits, for example.
Yeah,
not
which do
mine.
sweat.
Yeah,
not yours.
For whatever reason, and maybe it's because for cooling down their paws for when they walk.
Okay.
To keep their paws cool. So, if they were walking across something hot, a desert, something like that.
Yeah.
It keeps them cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know of. I knew horse.
Yeah, a horse and a donkey. Okay. And a zebra sweats.
Okay.
It's not a barnyard animal. But
so basically, if it looks like a horse, it sweats.
I believe so. Yeah.
Does a camel sweat?
It wasn't on the list.
Okay.
And these there's 3 in a row that will, you won't be surprised at sweat. Chimpanzees.
Okay.
Sweat.
Right.
Gorillas sweat.
There's a little misdirection with the barnyard animals.
I agree, but it lured
Old
me in.
MacDonald had a chimpanzee. No, that never happened.
I think that's more common though nowadays. People do have chimps. And then monkeys, old world monkeys. So like that's a large category, but monkeys that swing around, spider monkeys and capuchins and things like that.
Baboons.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that might be an old world monkey.
Yeah.
And then finally an animal that sweats, but I wouldn't think needed to, is a hippopotamus.
Don't they spend a lot of time in the water?
Right. But they have a lot of the glands that sweat.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's kind of fun.
That was interesting.
Right?
Yes.
I know. Learning something.
Yeah, I like that.
And there's other animals. Actually, you know what? Camels do not sweat, because I read there's a third category of animals that are generally more desert evolved, like a camel or an ostrich or something like that.
Okay.
And the way that they
how do they cool themselves?
By standing on one or lifting up a leg. So
No kidding.
If you see like a ostrich just standing on one leg, or a flamingo or something like that,
They're cooling themselves?
they're cooling themselves.
I might try that. You see me out there on number 7 and just
that's right, standing
on one leg.
Oh,
Guys, you must be hot.
If you're standing on one leg, you're showing everybody your sweat.
Yes.
From other areas.
All right, you ready for this new segment?
I am.
Do you want to go first? I'd love for you to.
Oh, you want me to go first? Okay, the new segment that Ryno came up with is, and we used to play this a lot in high school, is 2 truths and a lie.
Yeah.
Right. So you give the person that you're screwing around with in the cafeteria or whatever, like, 3 things. 2 of them are true and 1 of them is a lie.
Mm-hmm.
And so you had to prepare me for this.
Right. This.
So I was able to have
and it's
something.
but now you'll know going forward because it's a new segment.
So, and just so you remind me going forward, this is about ourselves. Okay.
Right. So it will sound a little like, look at me, but in other words, it's not like 2 truths and
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
You can't be like, well, Roosevelt.
Right.
It's about us.
Sure. And do you want me to lay out the 3 things right away?
Yeah.
And then you pick from those, which is
yes.
Okay. Here we go.
Well,
I've had over 30 moving violations in a car in my lifetime. I prefer more athletic girls over more petite girls.
Okay.
I think McDonald's Coke is the best Coke out there, even over a bottled Mexican Coke.
The lie is the McDonald's Coke.
Okay, no.
I mean, I know your flavor of wives. You have not had over 30 moving violations?
I have.
You prefer petite. Do you know how this game works? There has to be a lie in there.
I know. I just gave you 3 truths.
That's not how the game works.
I know. I just want to throw you off.
It's a very basic game.
I know.
It's one of the few games. It's one of the few games that the directions are literally the title of the game.
I know, but I gave you some misdirection.
No, but it's like, oh, how do you play that game? Did you hear the name of the game?
Well, the lie was that I didn't tell one.
That's not how the game. That's not how the game
I
works.
know. It was intentional. Okay, now I'm ready. Next time we do it, I will have one line.
Okay. All right. All right.
But I have
Because I know you're a terrible and fast driver.
I'm just a fast driver. I'm not a terrible driver.
Right. I know your preference.
Yeah.
And I know you love McDonald's Coke.
It might be the straw. And
I've heard that.
I know they have a special formula as well, just for McDonald's. The Coke does, Coca-Cola. So it's
the best.
It's like crack.
It's the best.
Yes.
All right.
I'm ready for yours.
I have been in a Ryder Cup locker room.
Okay.
I have experienced an engine out landing as a pilot myself.
Okay.
I have snow skied in the Alps.
Okay. And just so I'm clear, an engine out landing means that the engine is not working.
That means that there is no power.
There's no power in the engine propelling you forward.
That's correct.
Got it. I think that you have not snow skied in the Alps.
I have snow skied in the Alps.
You have not experienced a engine out landing.
I have experienced an engine out landing.
Man, we're learning about it, Church.
I have not been in a Ryder. You know how tight the Ryder Cup locker room is?
Yeah, but what I thought was that.
Oh, I know what you thought. There was misdirection.
No, what I thought was, because I have been in a locker room that was used for a Ryder Cup.
Okay.
Right? Like I've been at the Ocean Course. No, they have a Ryder Cup there?
No, they didn't have a Ryder Cup at Valhalla, though, when we were there. Not when we were there, but I think
I know they had a PGA there.
They had a Ryder Cup.
They had a Ryder Cup there as well. And we've been in
the
that locker room.
The implication from the lie was I was there when the team was there.
Got it. Okay. You didn't clarify that, but I'm not sure that would have changed.
You didn't do the game right. So forgive me for being unclear. You showed up with soccer cleats to a basketball game. What am I?
I didn't do it right. I know, but
I loved it.
But it was intentional. I mean, I did think to myself, I'm just going to tell them 3 things about myself.
They weren't even great things.
Those are great things. Do you know anybody else that's had over 30?
How do you have insurance?
I've been dropped.
Oh, I bet you have.
I've pled down things. I've gone to court a bunch. And these are not wrecks. I don't get in wrecks.
No, you just speed.
I'm a little speedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, though, with your new vehicle. They're just not that fast.
The diesel, yeah. It's hard. Yeah, I find myself going 75 on the interstate now. Right. And as opposed to the last one was quite quick. And you do, yeah, I mean, those are.
No, they're great. Just a little miscue on the instructions.
I don't know. I knew what the instructions were.
You're just throwing me off.
I just don't follow them well.
I love it.
Yeah.
That is all I have today. Do you have anything else that needs to be said? Thank you for listening. Thank you for the over 10,000 of you that have subscribed. That is absolutely not lost on us. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for the notes.
How many separate email addresses have you written and then subscribed to our podcast?
Not 10,000. I started early with like 4. I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. This is a lot of work. All right. I love you.
Love you too.